Good morning. How are we doing? Look, the first person in chat is working. The message is working and the avatar is working. GG's to Tubby Crumbles. How are we all doing today? It is Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. It is Wednesday. I don't know if I like the reflection of the lights off these glasses. I might have to have a rethink about lighting positions. Captain Krabs, thanks for keeping it iOS. iOS all the way. How are we all doing today? Fair play to Tubby. That's right. That's very loud in my ears, that boo. I don't know if it's loud for everybody else. Anyway, I hope we're doing well. I wasn't sure about streaming today. I'm going to be upfront and transparent with you. I got a whole 3 hours sleep last night, and so yeah, I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. But you know, it is what it is. And so what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of a jiggle around. We're going to switch Wednesday and Thursday. So I was supposed to do the Katamari. I can't even speak properly. Katamari Damacy playthrough was supposed to be today. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I guess one of the joys of streaming every day is you can move things around easier. I've actually got a bug bite on my hand as well, so I'll keep looking down. It's very annoying and very itchy. But anyway, so we'll do the playthrough tomorrow on Thursday. Morning, Ella. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Yeah, so I'm not even sure if we're going to do too much game dev today, to be honest. I was very on the fence. I thought, shall I just say, oh, the stream's cancelled today, I can't really do it. And then I thought, no, it's the first proper week after my event that I'm trying to keep to my new schedule. So even if it's a short stream, even if it's kind of a bits and bobs, mix it up Monday type stream, then I'm still going to do something. I'm not sure how long we're going to run for today, but I'm here. So there's that. Yeah, something, just stuff. Exactly. Dark Muppeteer knows what I'm about and is on the same page, obviously. All right, so quick prediction, fulfillment. What shirt am I wearing today? Is it... Hello. I forgot to disable that clearly, didn't I? Let's fix that real quick. That one, Ken kicking off, that was just for one day only, wasn't it? So, yeah, we'll disable that trigger. But well played. So am I wearing Care Bears? Am I wearing Donkey Kong? Am I wearing something else? Well, given that I wore my only Barbie shirt yesterday, I think we know it's not going to be Barbie. But what in fact is it today? It is in fact space. There we go. Little astronaut holding on to planets that look like balloons. So it falls under the auspicious of something else. So the outcome, in fact, today is something else. So GG's, very good. Can I request a second Ken Day? I was out yesterday and missed it. Sadly not, but if you are that addicted to the Barbie... Actually, no, I can't even say that, can I? It won't be on the VOD. That's the whole idea of me being able to play it, is because it doesn't get saved and then I don't get Twitch spanked. So, yeah, you can watch the VOD back and see people turning me into Ken, and you can see the shirt that I wore at the start of the stream when I do the prediction. But yeah, you'll probably have to either jump on Spotify and play it yourself, or keep it old school and buy the CD. Can you even still buy CD? I don't know. I don't buy too much music. I have Spotify Premium, so yeah. Anyway. Oh, I know how you're feeling, Lee. Just got home from rehab. I'm feeling like crap. I ordered the Camry. You sent me the link. Oh, you ordered it. Excellent, Moxie. Yeah, I think when we checked it yesterday, it was there was $15 off it or something. Was it 85 instead of 99? Something like that. Yeah, but hopefully you'll be pleased with it. I mean, it's relatively plug and play. You plug it in, the PC detects it, it installs it, and then you download the OBSBot Center software from their website. And then, yeah, you should be good to go with that. It's actually perfect because I missed it. Perfect because you missed it. Okay, all right then. I mean, people often say, you know, I had a perfect day because I missed Big Gamey's stream, but, you know, Ella just comes right out and says it in the chat. I mean, there it is. Just saying. I still play my special mixed CDs in my car. Yeah. I know when you buy some newer cars now, they don't even have CD players in, do they? It's like, at best, you'll probably get a USB port you can plug a memory stick into. But, you know, they generally think people are going to Bluetooth their phones to it. So, $85 off Amazon. Excellent. Yeah. I think I got mine from Amazon as well. I think when I bought mine, I don't think it was discounted on the official OBSBot website. And obviously I have Prime as well. I don't know if it's free shipping on obsbot.com. But yeah, because I have Prime. A Prime membership, I get the good old 2-day free shipping. So, and the good thing is about Amazon as well, of course, is if you don't like it, with certain criteria, you can actually return it. So here's the funny thing about Amazon returns, okay? I ordered, well, more precisely, Firefighter Gamey ordered a mount for putting a TV on a wall, and it arrived, and when it arrived, we realized that we didn't actually need it anymore. It was $15, and just because we said to Amazon we don't need it anymore, they wanted $6.99, $7 to return it. Yeah, even with Prime. And I thought, well, that's not very good. Let's see if they will do free returns if there's a problem with it. So when I opened the box up, lo and behold, would you know, there were no fixings in it. There were no screws to be found at all. So I went back to Amazon and I said, hey, what about now there's no screws in it? How can I return it? And they're like, yeah, it's free. Just take it to the UPS store and show them this QR code and we'll return it for you for free. So apparently, if you just don't want something anymore, but then miraculously, when you open it, something's missing, it gets returned for free. Who knew? Huh. What are the chances, eh? Yeah. Anyway, the Ken command popping up. Yes. See, it knew, Ella, that you hadn't been here for the day. And so it subconsciously, I left it enabled. And then you triggered it. So you did, in fact, get to see what was popping off yesterday. I took the CD out of my 2006 Toyota, because I know that it's a Toyota, Yaris, and put in a nice screen instead. I was sad at first, but then Spotify in the car, huzzah! Yeah. So here's the weird thing. On my old iPhone X, as most people know, Mrs. Gamey bought me a new phone recently. On my old iPhone X, I could say, hey, name that activates it. I'm not going to say it because my phone's right here in front of me and it'll open up. Play The Prodigy on Spotify. And do you know what it would do? My old phone would open Spotify and it would play The Prodigy. I mean, that's what you'd expect, right? So my new phone just did an exact copy, transfer of everything across to it. Now I say it, hey phone, play The Prodigy on Spotify. Do you know what it does? It tries to find an app called The Prodigy. There's no app called The Prodigy on this phone. No, what are you doing? I'm just saying exactly the same thing I used to say to my old phone. You're the new phone. You're supposed to be faster, smarter, quicker. Do the thing, please. Doesn't do it. Not really sure what's going on, but magic. It is just magic. Talk to my car with Android Auto like it's Kit. Send messages, play music, etc. I know you know what Kit is. You mean something to do with Knight Industries? 2000, probably? I don't know. Never heard of it, Rob. Might be a permissions thing. Yeah, but the weird thing is, when you do a direct copy on an iPhone, it's supposed to be a direct copy. All the settings were the same. All my notes were still there. All my pictures, everything. I just turned the old phone on. So it could be. I'll be surprised. But also, there is a newer version of iOS on there. So I'm thinking that might have something to do with it. And yes, I also use it for sending messages. When I'm driving, it's not good to to look down and start trying to read your texts or trying to type a text while you drive in. I would not recommend that at all. So you can say, hey, phone, send message to, and they'll be like, what do you want to say? Okay, I want to say blah, 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 blah. Okay, it says blah, 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 blah. Should I send it? Yes, send it. And then off it goes. It's pretty good. You can have it read messages as well. I think you might even be able to have it read emails, or at least read who the new emails come in from. I don't know. I don't use it much for emails, but yeah, it's it's pretty good. And the new one is definitely a lot faster. It doesn't overheat like the old one did. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I can't do voice on my phone. I just argue with it, and if I try to text, it's a big mess of words that don't make sense. Well, speaking of that, the funny thing is, Ella, often it pops up after I send a message using text and it says, you know what would make it even faster? I can automatically send it for you instead of me asking you if I should send it at the end. Should I do that? No, absolutely do not, because you don't always get it right. One example, a silly example, not an actual example. I'll send a message. I'm on the way to pick up Mrs. Gamey from work, and I say, hey, phone, send text to Mrs. Gamey. Okay, what do you want me to say? I'll be there in about 10 minutes. Okay, your message says, would you like some hen chickens? Should I send it? How about no? So, yeah, I don't, it's not accurate enough to automatically send messages. Oh, yeah. It tries, doesn't it, Porky? It tries, but yeah. That's a S-ham-E. It works okay for me. I see what you did there, Rob. You intentionally put the word ham in the middle of a word just so that Porky would make an appearance. And Porky did not let you down. Yeah. All right, so we are in the closing days, nay hours, of the Duolingo offer. Okay, I don't want you coming to me in a couple of days and going, why didn't you tell us the offer was ending? I really wanted those 3 months free of Super Duolingo. So there you go. Every new subscriber or gift subscriber to somebody else will get you 3 months free and a Duo Gamer badge. Harry Cat, good to see you. Happy Hump Day. Welcome in. Lizard, yeah. My phone is a hit or miss when it comes to using the voice command. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing they introduced recently. Something they introduced in I think the past few months is that you can now use it to not just send text messages, not just send WhatsApp messages, but also send Facebook Messenger messages, which is good. Because some people I only have on Facebook Messenger, so it's good for that. So the Duolingo offer ends tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow at midnight, so I think you have all day today and all day tomorrow if you want to jump on anybody's channel and be a new subscriber or gift a sub to somebody else and get the free 3 months. And also, Code with TD has done it and has the gamer badge, and it looks quite smart, I've got to say. Yeah. If we click on it here, you can actually see what the badge looks like. It is this badge here you can get for your profile. Yeah. Very nice, very fancy. One of the things we are going to be looking at today is I'm going to give you an update on the Steam store page, on the progress for that. So, Dark Muppeteer also has the badge. Look, there it is. So if Dark Muppeteer is today my poster child for the Duolingo badge demonstration. There it is. Okay, Gamer Duo. Very nice. Okay. Just curious, is there any way to make sausage and grapes work as a meal? I mean, hot dogs with grapes, is that a thing? Oh, we're just trying to trigger my keywords. But sausage is obviously a clip from the fantastic British TV show Blackadder. Lee, have you got USA settings on your phone? My friend had USA settings, and the only way it worked was to do a frankly upsetting attempt Texan at an accent. No, I have British Siri on my phone. When I got the new phone, for some reason, even though I did a straight copy of everything across, it set the Siri automatically to a voice that sounded a bit like Wanda Sykes, if you know who Wanda Sykes is, the actress. So I in short order went in and changed it. And also, when you change it to English or British, it's funny because it will use it. It will use it for when you put in directions, things it would call a certain thing like the highway. It'll say like motorway, that kind of thing. Yeah, so it does use Britishisms, which is nice, as well as the actual accent itself. But no, I think when you go through the training, when you initially set up the Siri on your phone, it does actually learn your voice from the phrases you tell it. So yeah, you shouldn't need to try and put on a Texas drawl. How you doing, Captain Krabs? Great stream last night. Captain Krabs, of course, is a great streamer and is getting some work in at the moment, since he's a 16-year veteran for creating cut price trailers. But, you know, this is somebody that's worked on IPs like Marvel and Star Wars. And last night's stream had some great photos to show of his many adventures, doing things like visiting ILM, Lucasfilm stuffs. And yeah, it was very interesting. I enjoyed that. If the VODs are saved, which I think they are, then I'd encourage you to go back and watch it, and obviously, you know, drop Captain Krabs a follow so you can watch in future. But he also DJs as well. He has like all the fancy decks and everything, and does music. So go drop that crab a follow. All right, let me catch up on all the lizards. No, but maybe grapes and lizard. Grapes, I think, yeah, grapes. Okay, more grapes, more Lizzo. What happens when crush up grapes and make them ferment? Is that nice? Rob, do you remember? Oh, I could crush a grape. I think you do. I think we know you do. My whole family only uses Facebook Messenger. Yeah, so, I mean, some of my family now are on WhatsApp, so I can contact them, and we have like a group family chat on WhatsApp. But, yeah, for some reason, my mum likes Messenger, and she'll like send me messages on Messenger, and I'm like, we have WhatsApp as well, but yeah. Oh, so close, Dark Muppeteer. We got iOS Droid halfway there. Maybe next time. So many tabs. Some kind of salad. So I get my wife this morning, has some Japanese skin. Ooh, Moxie getting all the fancy stuff. All right, Star Wars is fun to work on. Yeah, I can only imagine, because I've never actually worked on it. But yeah, based on the stories that were regaled on Captain Krab's stream last night, it did sound like a fun time. Okay, so last call for Duolingo. It ends tomorrow. I'll probably mention it again tomorrow morning stream, just because it'll be the last day. For those that were here yesterday, which doesn't include Ella, and we're not going to hold her, accountable for that, because people can do their things, right? They don't. There's no obligation to be here. And there's always the VODs, so you can watch afterwards. But the Am I Kenough challenge was completed. The whole. I probably need coffee. In fact, I've got one I made in the coffee pot, but it was just finishing as the stream started. So let me just grab it real quick. And thanks for that reminder. I'll just mute the mic. Give me 12 seconds. All right, blame the broken coffee pot. Yes, I wouldn't want to get out of bed either if I had a broken coffee pot, Ella. Hopefully the situation has been rectified now. You did say that it might be rectified today. And hopefully you are topping up your Java levels as we speak. Or the beans. Okay, so yeah, if anybody has any ideas for new challenges that I can create, everybody knows how much I absolutely loathe the Barbie movie, so I thought that was a fun one to do. But if you have any other ideas of challenges that you guys can throw points at, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to try and come up with something else, which I think might be entertaining. All right, another reminder, we now have new sub badges. So if you check next to Ella Rain's name, it says subscriber 1 month, and there's a pretty little badge there of a Game Boy cartridge with a number 1 on it. Same for Moxie, same for Dark Muppeteer. We've got all the subscribers in today. Harry Cat has a number 2. Look at that. Captain Krabs, of course, has the Fancy Pants number 3 and a little gold heart on it because it's a tier 3 sub. Because in the 4.5 years I've been streaming, that's my 1 tier 3 sub that I believe was gifted by Belint during the celebration stream last week. Yeah, so if you want to see what a tier 3 badge looks like, there it is. Alrighty, Steam page update. So those that are taking notes and keeping track, last Friday I actually splashed 100 smackaroonies and threw some money in Valve's face and said, hey, I want a Steam store page. And so they were like, okay, we've got your money. Now you need to jump through all these hoops. You got to do this tax audit. You got to give us your bank details, your home address, and when you've done all that, it'll be 2 to 7 working days, possibly, before we verify you. Right, okay. So did all that, jumped through all the hoops, even the flaming hoops, and came out the other side. And I thought, all right, it's just a waiting game now. Yesterday, I thought, well, let's have a look. Let's see if it's cleared through yet. Let's see if we can start working on said page. I'm going to jump some of these tracks today. I just don't have the tolerance for some of this DMCA stuff, to be honest. Remember, subscribers, you can use the SR command and request your own songs if you really don't like what's playing. Let's play this song before Freshie comes in, because I know Freshie doesn't like this song. All right, here we go. I had a wonderful cut this morning. Glad to hear it, Ella. Was it last Friday that you started the progress? Yes. So I said as part of the stream celebrations last week I would buy a Steam store page. So it was Friday, I believe, that we did that thing. And yeah, so I went in yesterday and it didn't say, yay, you're now a Steamworks partner. It said, oh, so what you need to do now is you need to send us a copy of your driver's license, front and back. And you also need to send us a cheesy selfie of you holding the driver's license. Yeah, so okay, all right, let's play the games. So I scanned in my driver's license last night and put it on the on the Dropbox link they sent me, and then I had a nice cheesy selfie of me going, look, it is really me in this picture, look. And I sent them that, and I got up this morning. I mean, granted, it was 3 a.m. this morning because I got 3 hours sleep. But when I got up at 3 a.m., lo and behold, it had been approved. Yeah, I refreshed the page and it said, "Congratulations, you're now a Steamworks partner." And I'm like, huzzah! So now all the pages and all the links that Dark Muppeteer was telling me should be there are there. And yeah, I should actually be able to start setting things up now. So woo! Yeah, absolutely. So now I need to go through the steps of setting it up and setting up the best page to get people to wishlist the game before the game is finished. There we go. So really I need to move the first place stuff down the hierarchy so it's actually underneath the Skelly Bobs. Let me see if there we go. Okay. But what we'll also do in a minute, when I finish with my stories, is we'll fix that so that the first person stuff disappears when the Skelly Bobs come up, because we don't need it showing behind them. That's not so great. Howdy, partner. Yeah, you see that flies in Texas. So, yeah, that's really in place. I had a horrid time trying to convince Steam I lived in the UK. Was it because you've got such a strong Texan accent, Rob? Is that what it was? They didn't believe you. Congratulations! I'm astonished at how quickly that went. Well, you see, that's part of the reason I wanted to take you all along the journey with me, because I have no idea how long these things take. I have no idea what's required, and I thought that other people might be interested in what to do. I just wasn't sure how much Steam would allow me to show, but yeah, I've been reliably informed by a number of people, including Dark Muppeteer, that really, as long as you don't show the events page about what events are coming up, like the sales and stuff, then it should be in good shape. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't do this playlist today. DMCA safe drum and bass. I've had it before and it hasn't been terrible. Today it's pretty terrible. Let's try this one. I'll reserve judgment on this. Yes, it was my accent. See, I know these things, Rob. I needed to prove to them that I didn't need to pay money to the IRS. Yeah, so that's the other thing, of course. But you have to do the tax audit and you have to give them all your information. And so, when I do sell 2 copies, when it finally launches, those 2 copies will probably be taxed by the IRS. And yeah, I'll probably be left with even less money. But that's the joy of paying taxes, right? It's not supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to benefit, well, individuals. They just end up with less money. Oh my goodness, I need so much coffee today. I think this is my 3rd or 4th cup already. I'm going to be buzzing. Buzzing, I'll tell you. As long as I can stay awake, I don't mind if I'm buzzing today. After listening to the Barbie soundtrack for a complete stream, all of the playlists sound awful now. Shall we? I mean, since the music is not saved on the VODs, and since I don't get Twitch spanked anymore, I mean, I partly put DMCA stuff on just because it doesn't distract me. It helps me to focus more because I'm not like, oh, I know this song, and then kind of like jamming along to it. And also, there's more of an incentive for subscribers to use the SR command and play songs they like in between the dross that plays in the background. But I feel like today I need something a bit more upbeat, something that people might know. All right, let's have a poll, okay? Because I do believe in the democratic process, as they say. And what we'll do is, the question is, which decade playlist? So we'll have Let's see, what do we got? Actually, starts with 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay. I'm going to allow additional votes for 50 cogs, and we'll run it for 5 minutes. All right. And in the event of a draw, I shall choose between the drawing options. And the poll is up. So whatever playlist you want, famous songs from a decade, go ahead and vote right now. And then when it closes, I will play the winning playlist for the rest of the stream. QT Kitty, how are you doing on this Wednesday? Happy Hump Day. Good to see you. I'm very sleep deprived today. I feel I can't do this and rub my eyes because I have my reading glasses on, obviously. But we're going to see. It's like an endurance test today, not like it is normally, where it's an endurance test for you guys, how long you can watch this stuff. But for me, how long I can actually stay awake. So if suddenly you look and I'm not here, and you kind of see this, and then there's some weird messages being posted in chat, that might be me asleep typing with my nose, okay? Just a heads up. And remember, if you really, really, really want a playlist, you can throw extra points at it. Because at the moment, it's looking like we're going to be having the 50s. Songs from the 1950s. And the playlist I have for that is called 1950s Classics. We have some movement. 70s is winning at the moment. Still got a few minutes left to vote, though. So, yeah. If you no longer want to listen to this dross that's currently playing, okay, and apologies, Stream Tunes, but it really is terrible. Then please go ahead and vote. Let's get something different on sooner rather than later. Oh, 70s might have the edge. Oh, well, Twitch just crashed. No! What's that emote? Something like that. Maybe I need some of those for my additional slots for emotes. Maybe it needs me doing impressions of actual emotes. Only on my end, though. Okay, that's good. That's good. So speaking of Twitch, TwitchCon starts on Friday. And our very own ambassador, Your Excellency, Belint of Science Streams, is already winging his way to sunny San Diego. He is in the air as we speak, on a plane, no less. Because, if he was just in the air, that'd be a bit silly, wouldn't it? Hey, look, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Belint. Just flying, flapping his arms, flying to San Diego. Yeah. Well, he's not here in person, but he is here in spirit. So let's get a few clips going, shall we, today?
Whoa, Munchkin!
Whoa!
Whoa!
That is huge mungus. Look at that. And then another besto friend of the channel that had a great stream last night is a former NASA scientist, of course, Arduino. Which clip are we getting today?
A real human being could see from one wall to the other, all the way across.
Yeah, I don't see any bottles of piss anywhere, actually.
Oh, that's just for sale. That's just for sale.
Amazon fired 150 people in January, 2% of its workforce, to cut down on costs. Last year, a few employees complained publicly in a Washington Post article about what they said.
Oh, fun times over at Arduino stream. Fun shenanigans. So, it's looking a bit close at the moment. somebody really wants the 50s and somebody really wants the 70s, and it's about to close. So is the 50s going to have it? Is the 70s going to have it? I think it's going to be a close run thing. Oh, last minute surge on both of them. Somebody's using a lot of points up for this. And the voting is closed. Oh, look at that. I think Tubby Crumbles really wanted the 70s. Yeah. So GG's everybody that voted for the 70s, which might have been just Tubby. But 3,100 channel points used. So 70s it is. Twitch crashed. Yeah, Twitch crashed because of all the voting that was going on. Cutie Kitty said it crashed as well. That's so weird. Maybe it wasn't just for Cutie Kitty. Maybe Twitch did actually crash, which is not great in the run-up to TwitchCon, is it? Not going to get people flocking to the platform if it keeps crashing out. All right. The party people have spoken. 70s it is. Here we go. It's 138 songs, 9.5 hours, so it should just about last for the stream today. We will randomize the list, and here we go. Enjoy. Oh, maybe they're stress testing it right now. Maybe. Yeah. Don't forget, Shark Geek is also in the air heading to San Diego. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the air. I'm just not sure exactly what their plans are and when they're heading out. I know Shark Geek had a stream yesterday where he said it's his last one before TwitchCon. And Nerduino had his stream last night and he's heading to TwitchCon. And Balint had his stream last night, and he's heading to TwitchCon. I don't think Yoga Garrel has actually had a stream recently, well, that recently, but she is in fact also heading to TwitchCon. Lots of people heading to TwitchCon. Smikes24 also heading to TwitchCon. Lots of people heading there, but do you know who's not heading there? Not this year, anyway. Cam Krabs is going to keep me company. Okay, Cam Krabs is not going this year. Everyone's heading to TwitchCon. I'm not. But also, Rob, you see, you could say, well, you know, there's the European one, so why would I go to the US one? I can't really say that. I can say why I don't go to the European one. I can't really say why I don't go to the US one. Other than I don't actually have a small fortune in my back pocket right now to pay for flights, to pay for the ticket, to pay for accommodation, to pay for food and drinks and all the good stuff that's very expensive, I'm guessing, in San Diego when you get there. So yeah, you do need to find a small pot of gold at the end of a rainbow before you can make plans for it. Rob will be about. See, that's good. I'm not either. Dark Muppeteer's not going. Moxie's going to be around. I'd go to the European one to see dear Irish John. I don't think he is dear. I think if you speak to him nicely, it might be a cheap date. You know, he might even buy you a drink or something. Yeah. Yes. So I haven't actually had the pleasure of meeting any streamers really. You know, I've had some people that said that we could meet up, that it didn't actually pan out. The stream scribe went to Austin and said we could meet up. That didn't happen. Turgus is in Texas. Turgus went on a road trip, said we could meet up. That didn't happen either. Yeah. Hugin, sometimes in my neck of the woods. Maybe meet up with Hugin. No, didn't happen either. So, you know, no love for IRL stuff for me. I mean, I joke about not going outside and touching grass, but sometimes I do actually go outside. I'm not housebound. I'm not agoraphobic or anything. So, yeah. The one common denominator is you. I know. How do you not take it personally, Dark Muppeteer? I mean, the thing is, though, here's the thing, okay? I'm not some kind of Twitch stalker. It's not like Turgus said, hey, I'm going to be coming past your house, and I'm like, we got to meet up. I don't care. Even if you weren't thinking about it, we got to meet up. It was his suggestion, okay? Stream scribe. I have no idea what Paolo's plans are. He said, "Oh, I'm coming to Austin. Maybe if you're available and you have some bandwidth, we can meet up." These people are suggesting it to me, so it's almost like, here, I'm going to dangle this carrot, and then as soon as you go to bite it, oh, I'm going to yoink it out of the way. Sorry. You should say you're going on a road trip near all of them and not show up. Yeah. Haha. See how it feels when you build your hopes up. I mean, I didn't really build my hopes up. Not that I don't want to meet these people, but it was very loose, and I use the word arrangement loosely as well. It was a very loose arrangement that we may or may not meet up. But it's fine. I mean, there's only so much of me to go around, and I don't want to set the bar too high for when they meet other streamers IRL, because once they've met me, they'll be like, I met up with Amaranth last week, but you know what? She's no bit gamey. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I met up with Pirate Software, and you know what? He was no bit gamey. It's fine. I get it. It's like they say, you shouldn't meet your heroes, right? I really shouldn't stream when I've not had much sleep. We're not going to Dallas this year for the CAF Air Show. Oh, you know what we should do then, Moxie? If you're not going to Dallas, we shouldn't meet up. Can we make that a solid arrangement? Yeah. I mean, Dallas is actually 3 to 3.5 hours from me, depending on which part of Dallas. So yeah. Is anybody else not coming to Texas? And then I can not meet you as well. Let me know. All right. You can slide into my DMs if you want to. Tell me where you won't be, and then I won't meet you there. All right. I'm glad we got that squared away. Okay. I'm not coming to Texas. Excellent, Cat and Crabs. Just let me know when you're not, and then I won't meet you. You're not coming to Texas? We could have a wild party of not meeting up. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah, not planning on coming to Texas. Harrier Cat, I think you're just jumping on the bandwagon now of not meeting me. Just putting that out there. If I were coming to Texas, I'd rather like to visit Austin. But you know what, Rob? If you came to Texas, I would take you to Austin. I would show you all the lovely sights, like the bats that come out from the bridge every year. We could also go to San Antonio and do the river walk, which is quite fancy with lots of nice shops and boats and things. Yeah, we could also go on a duck tour. You know what the duck tour is, Rob? Not just saying that because this stream is a little bit duck heavy sometimes. Austin is okay, but I'm so ready to GTFO of Texas. Codex, welcome on in. I think that line is getting longer and longer. People are taking tickets and, yeah. Yeah. I mean, some people are actually... Well, I'm not in Austin. I'm about hour and a half north of Austin, shall we say? Yeah. I've lived here my whole life. I'm over it. Yeah, you see, I get if you were born here, there might be more of an emotional tug, shall we say. I moved here at the end of 2007, and I'm over it too, I mean, Mrs. Gamey, who was born here, she's over it. She was talking about moving last week. We did talk about moving back to England, but I don't know. I hear a lot of stuff about England at the moment as well. So, yeah, who knows? Just don't go on the boats or the bats will pee on you. I think it's more the poop than the pee. Yeah. What's that name they call it? What's the name for bat feces? I can't remember the name now. Somebody will tell me. Someone will Google it. Duck tour, mate. Yes. So the duck tour is something that you go... Yeah, you see, Codex will know about the duck tour. The duck tour is where you go on an amphibious vehicle that looks a little bit like a yellow school bus. It might even be a converted bus. But anyway, it takes you on a ride around downtown Austin. Oh, look, lovely sights. Look, there's this and there's that. And he points things out to you. But the reason it's called the duck tour is because it then drives into the water. Yeah, yeah. So it drives down a ramp into the water, and then it just like drives around. Is driving the right word? Drives around on the water and then comes out the other side. The only downside is they have duck coolers. You know, the things you blow in your mouth that do noises, and they give them out to everybody. And that everybody includes children. And by the time you actually get to the water, you probably want to throw some of the children into the water as they just keep blowing on these things. Yeah. So when my mum and stepdad came over, we took them on it. I'm not going to lie, it's an expensive endeavour. I try to keep my eyes on Groupon to see when they have discounts, because it is quite expensive for what it is. But yeah, it's a good time. US isn't really on my travel list for now. Well, the thing is, you see, I don't want to get political because we don't do politics here, but the way things are going, it's whether they'll even let people in anymore. I think the US is slowly becoming a gated community and they're not giving anybody the access codes. So Brit Gamey, my eldest kiddo that lives in England still, is coming over in November, but there's no telling what it's going to be like by November. It seems to change by the day, you know, with somebody just kind of deciding what should be law and what shouldn't be law. There's no breaking of laws, because if there's a law that, you know, you don't like, you just change it, apparently. So there we go. Number of times I've escaped death from drunk drivers going the wrong way down streets is too high. Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't even know if this is as big a risk, but drivers that seem to think it's okay to just be on their phones while they're driving. The number of drivers I've had where I'm driving down a road, suddenly the car coming towards me starts drifting across the lane, and then suddenly they look up and realise, oh, dang it, I'm supposed to be driving right now, not checking Facebook. And then they overcompensate and course correct and nearly run up the curb, and yeah, I think maybe I need to start downloading videos from my dash cam of those people and put them on blast, I think is the expression. UK, OG, Canada now. Well, happy Thanksgiving for a few days ago, Dark Muppeteer. We tend to go to Dallas every other year, so most likely come next year. Alrighty. So when you go to Dallas, of course, you have Dealey Plaza, where JFK was assassinated. You can actually stand there and you know, in the exact spot where it was, which is quite interesting. And the building is still standing where they claim the shots came from in the book repository. I only know of it because it's blocked me in traffic a few times. The duck tour. That does sound like fun. My cousin has a duck that he restored and takes them to parades. Ah. Can you feed children to the ducks? Cool. I mean, what's to stop you? I don't think, it's been a while since I went on it, I don't think the bus for the duck tour even has windows, so potentially you could. Oh no! Oh no! Well, at least the duck noise has stopped now. Splush! Yeah. In my head, that's how it goes. I think legally you might have issues. I've seen the bats on the river a bunch, rented a boat and chill under the bridge. Yeah, I've thought about it on many an occasion. I just don't know how big a fan of that Mrs. Gamey would be. She's not a big fan of bats, even if you're on a boat under a bridge. But, I mean, if you look it up online, is it I want to say it's not Constitution, is it? What's the name of the bridge codex? I think it begins with a C. But yeah, I've never actually been. I've seen it online, but I think it's the biggest amount of bats in one area in the world, I think, is it? I've been advised not to travel there right now, which is a shame because I've always enjoyed my time in US holidaying, working, and driving around it. That was just one of the many fun things, Rob, when I first came over. getting used to sitting on the opposite side of the vehicle and driving on the opposite side of the road to, you know, what I'd done for many a year. Yeah, that's fun time. That's how it's spelled. Yeah, I figured it was, Moxie. I wasn't poking fun. I wasn't making out like you made a typo, because, you know, an amphibious duck vehicle I figured had some kind of name that I wouldn't know. Well, Rob, if you're ever in my neck of the woods, absolutely look me up. My door's always open. Happy to take you and yours in. Congress, that's it. Thank you. I knew it began with C. For some reason, that name always escapes me. Bats can rent boats. I mean, keep Austin weird, they say. So, yeah, maybe. I mean, speaking of bats, when I used to work in Austin, people used to say quite often before he passed away that they saw Adam West, the OG Batman, in Austin. So, yeah. I mean, I say when I worked in Austin, considered Austin, but, you know, it's Round Rock I used to work in, so it's kind of North Austin. So thankfully I used to get off the highway before traffic started getting crazy, which was nice. Got my license at 17. Then didn't drive a car again until I drove 6,400 miles around the US at 21. Wow, that's quite a drive. Cheers, me dears. I'd love to do that. If you end up in Blighty, I'd love to have a pint somewhere. Happy to travel. Yeah, so I'm not sure when that'll be. Obviously, because of recent IRL stuff, I didn't go back to England this year. It's usually an annual visit funded by my very generous mother. But didn't happen this year. Might happen next year, so we'll see. No telling what's around the corner, but yeah, usually if I go back to visit, it's about 3 weeks, and yeah, I can actually drive when I'm there. My mum does put me on her insurance for 3 weeks, and I still have a UK license, so I can drive when I'm in the UK. Just probably not too far, given that, you know, I don't want to abuse the fact that, hey, thanks for letting me borrow your car. Right, I'm just heading a few hours out now to visit some friendos, so I'll see you later. Yeah. The only reason we go to Dallas is because of the CAF Air Show. I mean, to be honest, Dallas has some great museums, and that was usually why we went. It wasn't because, oh, it has some great shopping or, you know, any of the big attractions that took us to Dallas. Seeing a bunch of celebs here in Austin working on 6th Street. I'd take breaks and just walk up and down the street, and we'll bump into so many. Yeah, 6th Street. I've been on 6th Street. To be honest, all the years that I've been here, I haven't been into the bowels of Austin, if you will, much, but I have been to 6th Street. Freshie, how you doing? Welcome on in. Oh man, another good story is I worked at Radio Shack when they built their new towers, and the Blue Angels would practice near us. The first time they roared past the building, everything shook, and I thought I was meeting my maker. Oh Lord. Happy to come to you, it's no biggie. Yeah, we'll sort something out, Rob. I mean, Black Mage UK, Marcus also said that he'd like to meet up next time I'm over. Maybe we can have a central point somewhere that's good for all of us, and we can do the thing. That'd be nice. We'll be heading back to Scotland after the first of the year. Is that a permanent move, Moxie, or just a visit? Because, you know, obviously I'm on my favourite wife at the moment, but when I got married to my current wife, we actually honeymooned in Scotland. Yeah, did the whole tourist bit with the going around the castles and stuff, and yeah. Lurk, time to play with small shorts. Speak soon. All right, Rob. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. I'm good, thank you. Just got home from daughter's relay race. She did good. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, when you go to field day or sports day, I think they still call it in England, it's always good to see the little ones participating, whether they actually win or not. Was there a parents' race, Freshie? Did you do the parents' race? Do they have those still? Do they even ever have those in the US? I don't know. Well, you're not in the US, are you? But in the Canadian Canadas, possibly, allegedly, going to visit my wife's family. Very nice. Make sure you try and get some pictures of Nessie, though, won't you, while you're there, Moxie? I could not, even if there was. Oh, you can just take all those meds they give you. You'll be fine, Freshie. Don't worry about your back or any of the aches and pains. You know, you just go really slow and pretend that it's a lot worse than it actually is, and you'd be like, okay, well, at least I finished. I think that would be me if I ever did the London Marathon. My brother did the London Marathon a few years ago, like 26.7 miles or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't see me ever running the marathon. I don't even want to run for the bus. If I had a motorized wheelchair, I'd be all over it. There you go. That's what you need. Well, just get one of those things from the supermarket, Freshie. There's the basket on the front, and then you can carry me in the basket, and then we'll win together. How about that? London Marathon measured in standard measurements. Yeah, I assume they still do the London Marathon, because being in the US, they don't tell you anything outside the US. It's not allowed. It's almost illegal. When you watch the news, unless there's a war going on somewhere, we're not going to tell you about other things. If you're in England and you watch BBC News, they tell you everything that's going on around the world. You actually find out things that are happening in other countries that aren't just bad news, but yeah, not in the US. I would love to run the London Marathon. So little known fact, the Snickers candy bar used to be called Marathon in England. So yeah, lots of jokes to be had around that. Yeah. Well, since Tubby put so many points into the poll to choose the playlist, I hope he's enjoying these tunes. 70s hits, top 100 songs. 9 hours and 31 minutes, 138 songs. Yay! Creedence Clearwater Revival. I haven't really heard much about them. Somebody I used to work with in England loved Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm not too familiar. I know this song. I probably couldn't tell you any more by them, though. They're great, and I just finished talking all over it. So, yeah. Sorry about that. I think a lot of the times as well, I hear songs like this one, Mississippi Queen, Mountain. I don't know the artist or the song title, but I might recognize the song when I hear it. They have banger songs. All right. Well, there you go. Them and the Doors were my jam for a while. Yeah, I mean, this playlist, bit of a spoiler for you. Some of the artists, Bill Withers, Redbone, The 5 Stair Steps, Billy Joel, Elvis Presley, Hall & Oates, Wild Cherry, Sly and the Family Stone, AC/DC, The Jacksons. There we go, a bit of Hall & Oates. This song makes me want to play Rock Band. Someone has taste. Yeah, I mean, there's 138 songs, so if I skip one that you like, that's on me, but I don't generally skip too many unless they're going right through me or there's some other reason I need to bypass them. London Marathon equals 6,279 refrigerators. Is that how long the course is, Freshie? Someone actually put refrigerators next to each other and that's how many it took. Oh, I missed the whole Jern Jam. How did that go? I think we still have the command live, do we? A Jern Jam. 42 entries, 795 ratings. I think at one point, right before it started, there was nearly 200 people that had joined it. Lots of great games. This one from Tubby and his twin brother, Max Speedy. Fantastic. Lots of games in here that were some fantastic entries, and even this one here, which was mine. Look, I'm thankful I didn't break the top 9 in any categories. Okay, so it's 10 and down for me. That's how I like to play it. So 27 ratings. No, but I used the length of the course divided by the standard size of a fridge. Funny man. What did I say that was funny, Tubby? I don't aim for the stars. So what is funny, and people might not have realised, is very early on I created the itch page. I didn't actually submit anything early on, but I created this page, and then when you look at it now, because all I submitted was a WebGL build, you can't quit out of a WebGL application. So I removed the normal quit button that I put in. So when you play the game now, this flower is no longer there, or the quit button. And also it was before I put the butterfly facts, random facts, along the bottom. So there's just a big empty gap down here. Breaking the top 10. You were robbed. I really wasn't, though. I mean, I appreciate the comments that you put on it, but I was very happy with certain elements. I was very disappointed, nay, sad about other elements. It's the first time I'd used the overlap for determining the physics and the reach of the rigid bodies and stuff. And I'm not going to lie, I struggled getting it to work. And then the bug that I was left with, which was very annoying, is sometimes you collide with blocks when they're not next to you, which I'm sure everybody that played it discovered. But, you know, in the essence of openness and transparency, I did put all the known errors and issues that I still had left in the description that probably nobody reads, but I did put them in there. I was quite happy with how the main page looked. I was disappointed that I didn't have time to put a settings screen in, so you can change the volume of the music / ambience and the sound effects. There was an intermittent issue where you could have a block hit you on top of the player and it didn't react like it should. Yeah, when the player gets hit all the way down, or they get hit and there's a block beneath them, I didn't have time to put that logic in so that the game ends when that happens. So people might have played it and just got knocked off the bottom of the screen and nothing happened. I wasn't happy with how the game looked in game. This screenshot down here. Lighting is one of my weakest areas. I think I've talked about this before. And so I generally load in post-processing profiles to try and make it look better. And I think a combination of the skybox I used, the lighting I used, and the post-processing profiles didn't have it looking as nice as I wanted it to. So, yeah, I'm glad it's not just me, because, you know, then you see the game from Tubby and you're like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not bitter. I'm very happy that Tubby and his twin brother are as talented as they are, and they can, like, knock AAA looking titles out in the lunch break. But, you know, when I spend 2 weeks and then it ends up looking like this, and I'm like, why do I do jams? I should just not do jams. I should just play other people's games. I should just vote on them, and yeah, I should just stick to main projects. I don't know. Maybe this was my last jam ever. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I mean, when people start putting comments on your page like, yeah, I see what you were going for, but the game just wasn't fun, and I'm like, all right, okay, point taken. Lee, it was rigged. Irish John and Berlin conspired against you. They both broke the friendship rider. Yeah, well, I think they actually both did a fantastic job. As somebody that hosts jams myself, I know how difficult it can be, how many things you have to do behind the curtain. People don't realise some of the work that's involved on the back end. And then when you have to organise the stream that they did for the awards and all the time that Jern spent, and I'm sure Berlin spent playing the games, yeah, it's a lot of effort. So I entirely understand why it's an annual thing. Yeah, but I didn't do it for the adoration. I didn't do it for the prizes. In fact, I did actually tell Jern that I didn't want my prize because I didn't do it for that. Yeah, I didn't do it for that. I just did it, because I enjoy creating games. I did it because I enjoy supporting Besto Friendos, and obviously 2 of them were co-hosting the jam. So that's why I did it. But but if we look, Black Mage UK, we talked about earlier, Marcus, he thought it was great. Toby Crumbles left some very nice comments, said he enjoyed it. Hildy Ninja, great. He was frustrated by the fact that you can push the blocks left and right, but if they're coming down the left and right hand columns, it's at the edge of the frame, so you can't push them anywhere. Canny Dev wanted the area to be bigger, which it was to start with. It was actually quite tall, like a Tetris screen. The problem was you lost the detail then on the butterflies, and I really wanted it to be a thing of beauty. I wanted it to be bright and vibrant, and that's why I made it so that when the blocks shatter, you get the 2D image that disappears, the sprite on the front of the block, and then it turns into 3D flying versions of the butterflies. So being able to get that extra detail meant zooming in the camera a bit more. And I think that might have been even better if I could have put some more lights in the scene. I did consider 1 light per block to illuminate it better, but then I thought that's a number of blocks potentially that could be in the scene. It might be a bit a bit of a resource hog. Temptica, another great game dev streamer. Sadly, it was quite buggy. You see, the thing is, I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like the people that mentioned issues they had with it didn't read the instructions before they played it, which said, these are the bugs that are still in it that I know of. I don't know. I could be wrong. There's a guy on X that's building a Star Wars game in Godot, has been knocking things out quick, saying it's his first time, etc. I have suspicions about it all, but yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. That kind of feedback is good practice for releasing on Steam. I mean, is it though? I mean, telling me that my game is buggy when I already said it was buggy. Telling me something I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how valuable feedback that is. Yeah. So last stream, if you weren't here, we got a very nice raid. I think it was 243 people that Lana Lux brought across. And I see that Lana has just gone live. So we might raid over to Lana today, depending on how long I can keep my eyelids open after being sleep deprived. Don't let those comments affect you. It's difficult not to. I say, oh, I didn't do it for the adoration. I didn't do it for the comments, and that's fine. And I think what has prevented me from having many comments in past jams is that I've created Windows executable versions. So people had to be bothered to download the file, install the game, run the game, and then play the game. Whereas this is my first WebGL build that's actually been successful. So I think it's allowed more people to play it. And so more people to come out of the woodwork and go, ha, look, this is wrong. Look at this. I mean, even people that didn't submit games thought it was okay to just jump on and say what was wrong with it. So it's difficult not to, take some of that on board. Don't put yourself down. At least yours worked. Could have also looked like someone else's game. You did great, my dude. Thanks, Freshy. Freshy, of course, also submitted Northfall, which I enjoyed. I put up pictures of the new figurine. It's blah, blah, blah. Sadly, most players won't read. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can do unless I put a pop-up in the game when people play it and go, okay, before you click this proceed button, these are the things that are still wrong with it. I didn't want to put that in the game, but it seems like that's the only way some people would see it. And even then, they'll probably just click the button as soon as they see it and not want to read it. Didn't say it was valuable feedback. I mean, see, I don't mind feedback as long as it's constructive. Don't come in and go, oh yeah, that game wasn't fun. How does that help me? If you didn't enjoy it, fine, but, at least give me some constructive feedback. Oh, I didn't like the part where it did this. Maybe you could have done this way instead. Something constructive that you can work on. Moaning about bugs in a game jam is pointless. It's 2 weeks. There will be bugs, a lot of them. My basic demo literally has a pop-up you have to click on with a single sentence saying, movement is under works. Don't be surprised if something doesn't work. And the first thing I get back is a list of things that don't work. See, even then, you can throw it in people's face and they'll be like, yeah, reading is hard. And then Max Speedy, of course, had some lovely things to say. And while I was developing it on stream, which I think hopefully was of some value to some people to see the whole process. Because, oh, I entered a game jam, here's the game. That's great, and I know most people do that. But I personally like to see the journey. I like to see the struggles. I like to see that everything didn't necessarily work the first time. Some things had to be looked up, how to do them. I'm not a AAA game developer. I'm not even going to say I'm a great game developer. I develop games, as it says in my verbiage. I consider myself a hobbyist. It's something I enjoy. It's something I can do. Do I have the best looking code in the world? Absolutely not. Is it the most performant code? Probably not. But do I enjoy creating it? Absolutely. And I'm not going to deprive myself of something I enjoy because someone turns around at the end of it and says, yeah, it wasn't fun. But do you know what's not fun? Your face. Yeah, so I did get some very nice comments. Did find myself wishing I could also move up and down, maybe a few rows up or down. Really wish I could just hold the key down to keep moving. Yeah, so some people didn't like the fact that I made it so you have to tap the key to move. I feel like if I had it so you held down the key, it would firstly make it easier, and secondly, how fast do you then make the player move across the screen? TD liked it. TD also had a great game, Act of God, that he submitted. See, these are the kind of things I like. Been fun to see the idea go from planning to the real thing. That's why I wanted to stream it, because I thought that people might enjoy seeing the process. Now, I can look back on the VODs now and say, oh, look, this was when it first started. This was me trying to implement this thing. This was me struggling with this bit. Oh, this was when I got this part working. And, if I look back on the VODs, I did think about going back and creating a video for YouTube where it's kind of like, not then and now, but like short little bits of when I was struggling and just a video that shows the progress of it. Fun game, nice twist. TD put the same comment in twice. I don't know why, but anyway. Soul Trail Studios. Soul Trail Studios didn't actually submit a game, to my almost certain knowledge. However, they did feel it necessary to go onto most of the games that I looked at and leave some negative comments. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. It just doesn't convert into fun gameplay. Thanks. Sounds may be more better. See, I didn't want some thumping rock soundtrack. I didn't want really some music when you're playing that was heavy. And then on the title screen, I didn't want a bunch of music. I just thought, it's supposed to be a calm, pretty nature game. So, I just thought ambience would be the thing. And then in the game, there's supposed to be glass blocks that break. So I had a breaking sound for that. Jern saying feck when he gets hit, which I thought was funny, that we pulled from one of his one of his clips. I've found some bugs with the tile going under the bottom of the screen, but no game over. I've found some bugs with the tile going under the bottom of the screen, but no game over. Let's remember that. Known potential issues. Game over might not trigger when player is knocked down into other blocks. I think it's pretty much covered in there. Collision problems between player and blocks, which covers things like sometimes when I was testing, I had issues where you tried to push a block and you actually didn't push it. You moved into the space where it was, so collision didn't always happen. And then the same thing, when I said about the block falling on your head, didn't always trigger the feck and then being knocked down the screen. And because of that, and because, it seems to be a standard thing to put into games in case there's any issues, especially for jams, you can press escape at any time to return to the main menu. People might not have read that. They might not know about that. So timing wasn't great this year. I had awards, judging, plus game dev stuff I had to get done. Next year I'll defo do the jam. Yeah, it is a problem. I did say to Jern that I might not actually participate this year. And then he was like, well, we kind of set the date based on the Holistic 3D game jam, so there wasn't a conflict because I hosted and participated in a jam before the Jern jam. So he said he moved the date around so that I could participate. So I kind of felt a bit bad then. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. So I actually went and did. I've actually done 3 jams this year. I did one earlier in the year for Cinti Studios. If we go to my page. So I did this one earlier in the year, Scissor Slingers, which was a kind of rock, paper, scissor take. Cinti Studios game jam. The theme was A World Without. So, yeah, this is how things might have been if there was a world without guns. So we have cowboys playing rock, paper, scissors, which I was quite pleased with. Little known fact, I actually created this in hospital. Yeah. Minigame, was in hospital. Minigame, was in hospital for a month. And yeah, I had my laptop with me and I created that while I was in the hospital. So lots of time to focus, but obviously lots of distractions as well. Clayman, Pirate Clay, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Watching your progress of making the game definitely inspired me, saying that without trying to sound like a bootlicker. Harry, it's, you know what? I take all comments, whether they're constructive or not, whether they're complimentary or if they're negative. I take everything in, so it's all good. Yeah, I'm thinking of editing some VODs for a devlog. Yeah. My main issue is, well, bandwidth, primarily, and then also, on days like today where I've had 3 hours sleep, is actually just staying awake. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much coffee you have, even if your blood type is Java, trying to keep those eyelids open sometimes is a challenge. Such an unexpected bug. Yeah, such an unexpected bug that I actually put in the instructions and they paid no attention to. So there is that dedication to the art. Yeah, so this one I created earlier in the year. I can't remember how good a video it is. I I think Clayman played this. I think Clayman suggested that I actually make it multiplayer. This was kind of how it worked. So you've got the player on the left and the NPC on the right. And then you actually click on the UI on the left to say if you want rock, paper, or scissors. Yeah, so the thing is with the Cinti Jam is you could only use Cinti Studios assets. That was their Western pack. So that was fun to create. Yeah, I really liked it too. Thank you, Clayman. Yes, we're just talking about how much joy some people didn't want to spread in their Jam game comments. Yeah, so that was Scissor Slingers. That was my first Jam game of the year. I actually got the mechanics down fairly early on, so I was quite pleased with it. So that allowed me to spend a little bit more time on the polish. Neat little game, very well made. This Russian guy whose comment I deleted to start with because I thought it was a troll, but he actually came back and said, "Why did you delete my comment? I actually played your game on YouTube and reviewed it." Like, oopsie. Yeah, so this was the original post he made that I deleted. So that was that. A Cinti Game Jam in April. And then my second jam this year was the Holistic 3D Jam that I did stream. Didn't end fantastically well. I didn't get as much time on it as I hoped. I did stream it. Junicorn Jenny, how are you? Welcome on in. Was it Manisha Game Dev that you raided yesterday? I think it was. And yeah, so Junicorn Jenny actually also streamed. I'm sorry, I can't have Boz Skaggs in my ear. Junicorn Jenny also does Unity Game Dev. So let's see if Junicorn Jenny actually has any clips if we do a shout out. Here we go. Not the BRB clips. Great, how are you? Yes, it was. And I saw you're also Unity Dev, so immediate follow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Stitchy was sitting.
See, it turns into a BRB. You think, oh, it's just going to be a BRB thing, and then it's a funny bit at the end. So I get why that was clipped now. So welcome in, Jenny. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. BRB in 10, thank you, Freshie. Appreciate the burb. Love me some BRB clips. I know, right? And sometimes we watch it, and it's just that. It's just like, oh, why did anybody clip their BRB screen? It's something really that's happening, and then yeah, there we go. It pulled it back at the end, Clayman. So it's all good. No, I'm not leaving. Wait, did I say Clayman leaving? Freshie said burb. Glad to be here. Good. So how long have you been working in Unity, Jenny? I see your verbiage says that you're learning it. When I looked back on when you raided in, when somebody raids in, I always take a look if I'm in a stream to see what they do. And I went back and I watched the VOD, kind of scrubbed through the VOD of your last stream, and you looked pretty adept, to be honest. So when you say you're learning Unity, I don't know how long you've been learning Unity, but it seemed like you were pretty good at it. So I'm curious now. Or no way you've been learning Unity for 4 days. What experience did you have with game development prior to learning Unity? Had you created games in something else? None. I've got to say then, you're pretty good at this because, you know, I was looking at your code and it seems like you're getting it down. How are you learning it? Do you have like a course on Udemy that you're working through? Are you using YouTube tutorials? How are you actually picking it up? South Rebel, how you doing? Welcome on in. Oh, Harry, that's very generous. Thank you. Now, last week, when we had the 1,000 follower celebration stream, yeah, I would have had to eat something hot right now. So I'm glad that week has passed because my mouth was on fire most of the week as we spun the burning wheel of fire. So I'm very glad that I'm no longer eating hot chips and hot peanuts. So, but thank you, Harry Cat. Appreciate that. So Harry Cat, of course, gives me a chance now he's done that to remind you about the Duolingo offer that's ending very soon. Do your Duolingo. Every sub or gift sub, and Harry was just kind enough to gift sub, gets 3 months for free of Super Duolingo and the badge that Dark Muppeteer is showing on their profile. I have a little dabble in different languages, doing Udemy for Unity and Microsoft Learn for C#. Nice. So are you enjoying it? It seems like you're getting to grips with it. If you're not already following Jenny, definitely drop Jenny a follow, and you too can be on her learning journey for picking up Unity. And a badge. There you go. There's Dark Muppeteer. Look, if you hover over the little Duolingo Gamer Duo badge next to Dark Muppeteer's name, that's the badge you can get if you're a new subscriber to any channel, or if you gift sub by midnight tomorrow, I think. Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you for swinging by, Jenny. Always good to see new people. Always good to add game devs, regardless of game engine, into the mix. Today we would normally be working on my main project, Rescue Ball, but I'm very sleep deprived today and I don't feel like I can focus on game dev. So we're kind of bouncing around between different things. How long have you been Unity in game deving? Well, it's only... I never really had aspirations to like work at a studio, to go and get a job in the industry. So really it's kind of always been like a hobbyist thing for me. I think it even says that in my verbiage under the stream. But I think my earliest usage of Unity was 2016 maybe. So it's been a hot minute, as the cool kids say. But up until working on Rescue Ball, which will be my first game on the Steam store, it's mostly been jam games. I have some assets on the asset store. Yeah, and just kind of enjoying things, really. I just enjoy... when I first found out about, hey, I might actually be able to create games, I always loved the idea that if you think of something, you can create it, you know? Where else, what other industry can you say, you know what, I would really like to create a game where I'm a cowboy and I'm in the desert and I'm taking out other cowboys, and, you know, and you start looking into things like ragdolling and being able to make them realistically fall down. And there's just so much to game dev that every single game jam game that I work on, and we're looking at my penultimate game jam game here, I always learn something. So, you know, I think if I get to the point where I stop learning things in game jams, I'm going to stop doing game jams. Usually I try to limit it to 2 or 3 a year. So yeah, on my itch page, so the 3 that I did this year are Scissor Slingers, I did for the Cinti Studios game jam, Zombie Takedown, which is the holistic 3D game jam that I host and participate in annually, and then most recently in the last few weeks, Flutter Blocks, which was for the Irish John Games Journ Jam, which was this one here, submission to Journ Jam 2025. So yeah, there were some bugs. I did list the bugs down here, known potential issues. didn't actually stop people commenting on them in their comments. But yeah, it basically takes the falling block mechanic from Tetris. Doesn't allow you to rotate blocks because they're only single blocks. And then the match 3 from games like Candy Crush and actually brings them together in actually what was my first successful WebGL build, because WebGL builds are notorious for having issues, which is why for all the previous jams to this one, I've created a Windows executable file, but then obviously it's going to be less appealing to people if they have to download a file, and then they have to unzip it, and then they have to install it, and then they have to run it. Instead of just opening up this page and having a button that says run game, and then they can just run the game. No, South Rebel, I'm not going to TwitchCon. I have never been to TwitchCon. I would love to go to TwitchCon, but I don't actually have a...
I don't have a small fortune to spend on it right now, so, yeah. He's squishing my head! Harry, let me up!
Thank you. I've never been to one either. No, I mean, I would love to, even if I didn't actually go to TwitchCon, because to be honest, I know this is a hot take and I shouldn't really say this, but I'd be happy to just go to where TwitchCon was happening and just meet I mean, this is quite the mashup, isn't it? I've never heard a Kiss song that has the lemonade stand mashed up with it and some lizards. Yeah, so I would just be happy to go to like San Diego in this instance, or wherever the TwitchCon is, and just meet up with some of the streamers. Not necessarily even go into the con. They do have a lot of good content on the panels, and Belint, I think, is on 4 or 5 panels this year, which I think is a record even for him. So there is a lot of good content to help streamers grow, give them ideas. But yeah, I'd just be happy to meet up with some of these people that I only really see on screen. So that would be nice for me. The social aspect, not necessarily the Twitch heavy content from the con itself. Just be in the city, yeah. San Diego is nice. Love the park and museums. See, I haven't really been outside Texas much. I've been to Louisiana one Thanksgiving when we went to visit family. That was like a 9 or 10 hour drive. That was insane. And I went once with work, with my last job. I went once to LA, saw the Hollywood sign. So yeah, most of my travel does actually involve being in Texas. So it would be nice to visit these places, but you know, since it can take you hours and hours just to get out of Texas, it doesn't really put many other places within sensible driving distance. So I need to look a bit, but I'm glad to have another Unity streamer on my list. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you and appreciate the look. I'm going to try and catch Jenny's stream next time she's streaming, but obviously with my increased weekly schedule now, it does make it more challenging to jump on other people's streams. I absolutely try. And one of the other things... one of the other things was that I thought when you created a WebGL build and then you specified in itch that you don't want to maximize the screen, that it would get rid of this button down here. This button here. But that's a Unity thing, apparently. So, yeah, because I didn't tell it in Unity, it left the button there. And most people were like, hey, look, there's a maximize button, so let's do it. And then they did it. And because I hadn't shown enough love to the canvas, as far as the resizing and things, people were playing it, and the numbers that should have been down the right-hand side for the number of matches you get was on the left of the play space, which was all wrong. The high score wasn't where it should have been, and it just made it look more of a mess than it, than if you just opened it in your browser and just clicked on the start button. And also, because it messed up the UI when people maximized it, they didn't see the random facts down here about butterflies. Oh yeah, the monarch butterfly is poisonous to eat. Did you know that? Yeah. And then we we click on start. Here we go. There's Jern's face. And yeah, you start pushing and moving things around. One of the suggestions that Tubby made was being able to see the blocks that are coming up next, like in Tetris, which shouldn't be too difficult to implement. And then also I made it so that when you have matches in close succession, I get what I did now, like 1.5 seconds, I think it was. Then it does add it up as a combo and then shows you a combo. Didn't make it so that the combo gets you any more of a score, which one of the fixes I could put in. But yeah, you start off with a limited number of butterfly species, and then as the game progresses, it increases not just the number of butterflies, but also the speed at which the blocks fall down. So things get a bit faster, get a bit more frantic, and a bit more challenging, because obviously with more species of butterfly, more difficult it becomes to actually get a match of them. See, like there's that red butterfly should have fallen down and it didn't. It got stuck. So it's not without bugs. And sometimes if you don't want a block to fall down somewhere, you can actually take the hit. So you can actually take it out of the scene. But then also, like when the blocks reach the top, like they have on the left-hand side, the game's supposed to end. So finally it did. Or didn't it? No, it didn't. See, it still hasn't ended, and that's why I put in the escape key for when there are situations where it doesn't actually happen. But on the right-hand side, the UI, so 14 match threes. 14 match threes, or 36 now because it went a bit crazy. Combo of 74. 36 match threes, 5 match fours, and so it's supposed to keep count. And eventually decided it was game over. So yeah, when the blocks break open, the 3D butterflies come out and they fly to 2 of the flowers randomly at the bottom before flying off the screen. So butterfly colours, including green and blue, are created by light refracting. You see, you might not have known that. Yeah. Why would anyone even try to eat a flutterby? I don't know. I do not know. But, if somebody was maybe stranded somewhere and had no other food, maybe they would grab a butterfly, but don't grab a monarch because they're poisonous. So, got 11,600. Nice. Yeah, I don't really know what happened with the combo system. Like right before, I think on the day actually that I submitted it, suddenly the combo system went a bit bananas. And instead of it just saying, oh, there's a match 3, there's a match 4, yay, combo 7, by just adding them together, it kind of went match 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, match 74, yay! I'm like, or combo 74, and I'm like, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, but anyway, that was that game. Close that out. All right, so Freshy, I believe you have something to show off today, since we're kind of having a anything goes day. Let me scroll back and see if I can find the link of Freshy has. Wait, where's it gone? Did you delete the link from our chat? Oh no, I don't think you ever put it in, did you? Because I I said I had seen it. Freshy, slap the link in chat. Never sent one. No, I found it because I'm following you on Itch, and I got an email to say that you had a new submission. So throw it in chat so we can take a look at it. So Freshy is the Excel wizard. He's notorious. Is that the right word, notorious? Not really. No. He's famous for creating amazing things in Excel, but also he creates things in Unity as well. And yeah, so this link in chat will take you to Freshy's new Hangman game. Guess the word, one letter at a time, but every mistake brings you closer to the end. This version of Hangman keeps it simple, clean, and moody, with subtle polish that makes each guess feel heavier. In-game volume control for full audio immersion. Weather reactive soundscapes powered by Enviro 3. Time of day ambiance that shifts as you play. No distractions, just you, the word, and the always cheery Gallows. Whether you're here to test your vocab or just vibe with the atmosphere, this Hangman is built for quiet tension and clean executions. Because nobody wants messy executions. This is the first of many games I've made in Excel, and I'm starting to rebuild in Unity. Thank you for checking it out. Muchly appreciated. Cheers. All right, so. Sorry, Pink Floyd. That's going straight through me. All right, so we're going to take a look at this. If you're a little bit squeamish or you don't like the theme, then look away. BRB in 5 minutes, okay? I haven't played this yet, so given that it's called Hangman, I don't think it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Just putting that out there. Made with Unity. Oh, Heather. What's happened to the scaling, Freshy? $1920 by 1080. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Can we scale it down here? Oh no, that's Unity. Never mind. No, not that. Get that out of the way. I wonder if I can actually zoom out. Here we go. I'll zoom out in the browser. 75%, 67%. There we go. 50%. All right. Let's Albert, if you could just like stop singing for a moment, that'd be good. All right. So before we play, have a look at the extras. Oh, okay. That's an ad for your interactive periodic table. Can we turn that off, or clicking the button again not make it go away? Now if I play, is that going to stay on the screen? I hope not. All right, so now I've messed it up. So if we reload it again. Okay, so this time we're not going to click on extras. We're not going to click on exit. We're going to click on play. So when you click on play, Freshy, if the only other option is new game, why does it not just start the game? Why do you have 2 button clicks? Is that kind of an overspill from how it was set up in Excel? Are you going to be adding more options to when you click play, that there's going to be more things down here? There's a save game, etc. is coming. Ah, okay. So more buttons to follow. New game. So when we click new game, firstly, what is this down here? And why do I have to press return? I know I can hit enter, but why do I have to? Why does it not just go into the game? What's the reasoning behind having a press return after I've clicked the play button and then click the new game button, and then I've got to press the return button to get into it? I'm not being critical. These are genuine questions. I have a genuine interest because I like pain. Okay, well, you're definitely delivering it. So here we go. There we go. Okay, there's the gallows. Select a category first, then click Start Game. So any category, random, animals, foods and drinks, countries, occupations, instruments. Nice selection. Is this Hangman? It is. Yes, South Rebel. This is Fresh's Hangman game that he started initially in Excel and is now rebuilding in Unity. So, yeah, I'm going to say animals. Let's do animals to start with. Start game. All right, so I'm going to go with E. Oh, look at me. What game? I'm not going to look at chat in case people are guessing because I want to play this on my own, but what game has a E as the second letter and E as the second from last letter? Not serpent. Just working my way through the alphabet now for the first letter. Wondering what it could be. Not leopard. You. I have no idea. I'm just going to start guessing some letters and hope for the best. N. P. T. Oh, T. Oh, I bet Berlin would love this, wouldn't he? Is it ferret? Oh, I think it might be. Hee, you saved him. Huzzah. Let's see, did anybody guess it in chat? No. Tubby guessed it. Look, Tubby guessed it. All right, so how's the music? It is actually quite loud. I don't know how it is for you guys. It is actually quite loud for me. All right, so let's do animals again. Let's try another one. E. No E on that one. Hey, sexy pants. How you doing, TD? Welcome on in. We're just having a look at Fresh's game that started in Excel and has been rebuilt in Unity. And if you hadn't guessed, it is Hangman. Quick hello before my plane takes off. Love you. Yoga, we were just talking about you. We were just saying about people that are going to TwitchCon and people that were doing their last streams last night, like Berlin and Nerdwino and Shark Geek. And I said, I don't think Yogurt's had a stream that recently. But good to see you. Have a safe trip. Hope all your packing's done. I hope you haven't forgotten anything.
Yeah, I really needed that D badly. Apparently, I needed that D.
I just remember, Yogurt, what happens in San Diego stays in San Diego, or something like that. So yeah, if you're not already following the Canadian supermodel that is Yogurt Garrel, do the thing, okay? Didn't have time to stream, but might pop up IRL in San Diego if I can. No, that's Las Vegas. Yes. Also, it's anywhere you want it to be, South Rebel. You know, if you maybe have some shenanigantery that you don't want to get out there into public domain, then I feel like you can insert any any name in there. Any place name. Yeah. These are the same assets as Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. I'm not familiar with tabs. I don't know. See? Any place you can insert. What happens in insert place name stays in insert same place name. See? It does work. So, yeah, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you managed to get everything packed and you're all ready to rock and roll and do the thing. Volume control is work in progress. It broke last night before the build. Oh, okay. Yeah. So are you at the airport already, Yoga? Are you like waiting to board? Are we that close, or are you waiting to leave the house? See, because that's the joy of mobile devices, isn't it? You can actually be anywhere and be on Twitch. Oh yeah, already had 1 4-hour flight across Canada and now 3 hours to go until Dan Diego. Woohoo! Excellent. I just imagined you reading Torquay as Torquay and not Torquay. Yeah, it might surprise you to learn, TD. I do actually know how to pronounce quite a lot of places in England. Although I do watch Antiques Road Trip, and a lot of places they visit I've never even heard of, let alone know how to pronounce. So, Dan Diego, yes. And when you get there, say hi to DJ San Clancy for me, if you would, Yoga. See what I did there? Yeah. And the same assets as in 1,000+ indie games. Well, the thing is, you see, if you're very clever, you can actually change shaders and lighting and things, and you can make Cinti Studio assets not look like all the other games. And as Dark Muppeteer says, 1,000+ indie games, but how many have actually been published? I know a lot of people use Cinti assets. How many games can you point me to that have been published that are actually using Cinti assets that are not jam games, like games on Steam, games that people are charging money for? I don't think there are that many, to be honest. Cinti Studios on their Discord server even ask people for games that they see, and I never really see any suggested. So, how Americans pronounce English places always creases me. I mean, how English people pronounce English places sometimes. Yeah. I mean, what we could do is like this place. How would you pronounce that place, TD? Yeah, just tell me. Proton, how you doing? It's hanging slightly to the left and down a little bit. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm in a weird kind of mood today. You can tell I know nothing about game development. Windome. Yeah, so it's pronounced Wyndham. But, you know, I've heard it pronounced Wymondham, Wymondham. I mean, there's lots of pronunciations for places that might not necessarily be pronounced correctly, like this place here. If I can spell it correctly. That is not pronounced Norwich. It is in fact pronounced Norwich. Yeah. Or Slough. See, it's not pronounced Slough. It is in fact pronounced Slough. So, yeah. This place here is not pronounced Reading. No, it is in fact Reading. So, yeah. Fun times. Our most recent trip to Canada was coming from Barcelona, Spain. Ooh, you jet setter. Goes fine. I just released one remix with video. Excellent. So if you're not already following Proton Fig does a lot of Commodore 64, Amiga programming, music, and games. So go drop them a follow. All right, so back to Fresh's game. Animals. Let's pause Gladys for a moment. All right, so we guessed E, which was a big fail. Let's guess with A, still failing. D, man, it's not D's nuts then, is it? S. Oh, we got an S. All right, it's ending in an S. Okay. Shires are also a fun one, like Yorkshire. I hear Yorkshire a lot rather than how we say it, Yorkshire. Yeah. T, look at this, look at me. Now what has a T in the third spot and an S at the end? N, maybe? No. R. Oopsie. One thing I don't see, Freshie, is how many guesses we get. There's nothing actually moving to show how many guesses I have left. Wasn't there also some football soccer team that was pronounced totally differently than written? I try to remember. I think maybe there was a local one. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head of any major ones. You are correct. I'm correct that there's not any indication. So this, I noticed the time of day changed before. Is that just based on how long I'm taking? It's not based on number of guesses, is it? B. Octopus. Okay. All right. Yeah. So some indication on here of how many guesses you've got left would be good, or maybe some change in the animation slightly until it actually happens. It's very good, Freshie. I like it. Start game. All right, we're back up again. C, E, T, R, M, H, A, penguin, of course. Tottenham Hotspurs is often pronounced wrong. What, like Tottenham? All right, so we'll choose another category and give it one more try. So is the time of day supposed to reset when the game restarts? Well, I guess it is getting lighter, isn't it? Okay, it's getting back to daytime now. All right, A. Oh, an A on the end. Interesting. T. Oh. Not many letters going to fit in between those two. R? No. S? Oh, I was forgetting we're on food and drinks. I'm still trying to guess animals. Okay. H, maybe? Oof, come on, I probably only got one guess left. I don't know about this one. I don't know. I'm not looking at chat, so if anybody's guessed it, then GG's. Food and drink. E? Oh! I would say sweet tea, but that's not going to work, is it? I already guessed S anyway. Could tea be? E? No? T O Ed T. What? How? What? Oh, iced tea. Okay. That was interesting one. Yeah, I just about got that. Can't remember. My brain's also mixing something up. Gotta go. Have a wonderful day. Yoga. Travel safe and hopefully see your IRL streams soon. So if you're not already following Yoga Geralt, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, drop her a follow. Make sure your notifications are enabled. And then when she does all the fun IRL streams and stuff from TwitchCon, you'll find out about it and get notified. So do the thing, okay? Yeah, another shout out. See another funny clip before she departs on her merry way. Not the poop stool.
Now I feel silly. I'm not pooping.
I'm not pooping. I'm just sitting on what people call a poop stool, but I'm not actually pooping. Okay. I wonder if that's against TOS. I don't really want to know. No. I think the most crazy thing I've seen recently is apparently somebody giving birth on Twitch. You can do that. That's not against TOS, I guess. The 5th most popular stream at the moment is somebody that's going through the birthing process. I can promise you will never see that here. So that's what people don't want, then stick around. All right, very good, Freshie. If anybody wants to play Freshie's Hangman game, here's the link again. There you go. Drop on over to Itch. Drop Freshie a follow. Like, I'm already following Freshie. And you'll get notifications when any updates or any new games going in. Yeah, so interactive periodic table of elements and Northfall, the Journ Jam entry. There we go. Oh man, the only reason I subscribed was to see you give birth. I mean, I think the only way, to be honest, that you're going to see me give birth is maybe like this. Yeah, just saying. The jam entry updated soon. Okay, very good. Yeah, I did think about updating my jam entry, and then well, then I didn't. But I did have some very good suggestions. Like I say, one suggestion from Tubby was to actually show the blocks before they appear, and suggestion during the stream from Max Speedy, Tubby's equally talented twin brother. Oh, there's a bird on the bird feeder. In fact, during the time that I was making the game, was the knocking down of the screen when you get hit on top. So that was actually it's a bird. Look, wait, is he still there? Yeah, on the right hand side, but he's keeping very still. Just to the right and down a bit from the camera. There he is. Yeah, so there's been some good suggestions, and if I was to take it further, there's quite a few things that I would like to do, but you know, during a game jam, one of the things you have to try and avoid is feature creep, because things creep in. Or if you're playing Code with TD's Act of God from the jam, yeah, frustration creeps in very quickly because he created a very good platformer. All right. I'm just going to run to the restroom. I shall BRB. who knew that? The burb cam still appears on the BRB scene, which kind of makes sense given it's the burb scene. All right, I'm going to do a quick poll because I just realised the time, and I actually need to, today and tomorrow, I need to run over to Firefighter Gamey's house and let the dogs out for a little bit. So, question is, what next? So we're going to have two options in this poll. Should I allow additional votes? Okay, I'll allow additional votes. 5-minute poll. Here we go. And the poll is, should I raid out now? You know, we've had a good run today. We've got a couple of hours in. We could raid. Excuse me. We could raid out to somebody and then be done for the day and then come back tomorrow. Or I can come back after 30 minutes because it's going to take me 5 minutes to get to Firefighter Gamey's house because they only live a few streets away. I need to well, I'm not going to get into the details, but I need to do the dogs. Let's just call it that. That's going to take 15 minutes or so, and then 5 minutes to get back. So all told, probably it's going to be a 30-minute BRB. So yeah, I can either raid out now, which I'm happy to. I won't be offended. You know, I'm quite happy to raid out and then just like do other stuff for the rest of the day. Or I can come back in 30 minutes and then we'll have a look at the Steam page and we'll see how we're getting on with that and see if there's anything not doxing myself that we can do as far as progressing that. And I'm terribly sorry, Clayman, that you didn't get to see me give birth today. I don't know what to say really. So to answer the age-old question, who let the dogs out? And the answer is Big Gamey. I mean, there it is, right there. Yeah. Or I will be. I haven't yet. I need to get over there first. Can we have words on stream while you're away? No. I don't know if you need a more elaborate answer than that. I don't actually have anything set up to allow people to play words on stream. Harry Cat's trying to boo me off because Harry Cat is the one person that actually opted for raid out now, whereas everybody else is saying come back. So, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Should we go with whatever the majority rules in the poll, or should we just go with Harry Cat telling me to raid out? Yeah. I think it's just a browser source. I think you're probably right, and I think I've had it before, but I don't have anything currently in play, and, you know, I need to get over to Firefighter Gamey's ASAP, because I should have been over there 20 minutes ago, so I don't really want to sit here trying to set up words with friends when I should be over there. So, yeah. All right, so anybody else agree with Harry Cat and want me to raid out now, or do you want me to come back? Because at the moment, it's showing 6-1. Why is it showing me a vote button? Do I get to vote in my own poll? That would be funny, wouldn't it? Ha! I can. So now there's 2 votes for raid out, me and Harry Cat. Anybody else? Oh, and I got 3 for raiding out. 4. Okay. Well, somebody's spamming the raid out now, so we might actually be raiding out. Just thought you're so tired today, I wanted to allow you to rest. Thank you, Harry Cat. I really don't mind, though. I'm not saying it's going to be long when I come back, but yeah. And of course, if it is in fact a tie, then I get to decide what's going to happen. Couple of minutes left to vote. It's neck and neck, as they say in horse racing terms. Still neck and neck. 9 and 9. 99 Luftballon. Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop streaming till you get enough votes. That's what Michael Jackson is singing about here. Okay. So, see, the vote actually might be forced into a tie. Yeah, I mean, if I was that tired that I didn't feel like I could carry on, I just wouldn't have had a poll. I'd just said, okay, everybody, we're raiding out. So, you know, either option works for me. And then, of course, if I have to raid out, that's going to take even longer for me to get over to... There it is. We are seconds away from me raiding out, apparently. So we either get some last second votes in for comeback, or I'll be raiding out. There it is. TD with 450 points has seen enough of me today. So let's have a look who we can raid out to. Let's see who's on today. See if we can return the favour. I think we saw Lana go live, didn't we? Let's see if Lana's still on. Lana is still on, so it makes sense for us to do the right thing and return the favour since she raided yesterday. Well, it looks like she's about 3 minutes away from a Pomodoro ending. Pomodoro, of course, where everybody's working on stuff and trying to be focused and not talk. So by the time we do the raidy stuff, to be fair, I voted for them both. I don't think you can vote for them both, can you? I think you can only vote for one. Nice try, TD. Thanks for the stream. Enjoy the break. Rest, and the rest you'll get later. There's no such thing as rest for me. Actually, the next rest I'll get will be when I go to bed tonight. I've got lots of IRL stuff to try and catch up with, and I shall have a look at that Steam page and see if I can step through that on my lonesome, since the majority rule was that I raid out. So sort the puppers, then get some rest. Okay, I will do that. Bum 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 ba-dum. Alrighty. So we're doing the raidy thing. All right, so there is Lana Lux's channel. In a minute and 30 seconds, she's going to be out of the phase where she's in Pomodoro mode and focusing on stuff. So we will, in fact, go and raid over there today. Thanks, everybody. Sorry it was a little bit more low-key today, a little bit more low energy. But, you know, hopefully you had some fun. Hopefully it wasn't a completely wasted 2 hours and 25 minutes for you. And I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I can show you then the Steam page without doxing myself, and we can walk through what's involved, what we need to add, and all that good stuff. Because as you can see, I now stream Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. Central Time. So hopefully you'll join me tomorrow morning. If you want to stick around for the raid train, you get some extra channel points for this channel. And say hi to Lana, and we'll see what she's up to today. So by the time we raid in, hopefully that timer will be finished. So we'll have to see. But you've got the raid messages. First one is for subscribers. Second one for non-subs. And thanks, everybody. I will be back tomorrow. Bye.